Hey, this is Seb for GameSpot, and we're here with Minecraft, and this is kind of just a first look of what to do if you've never been in Minecraft before, how to survive your first night, and kind of just how to get your bearings in the world that it's going to create for you. I say that because every single time you create a new world to join into, it's going to be randomly generated. You're not going to know what you're going to be faced with, so you kind of need to look out for a few things that are going to make your first night go a little bit smoother. So we're going to just jump straight into the single player here. Create a new world. We'll call that Seb's world. Seb's world. Now there are two game modes. There's survival and creative. Creative's more for kind of if you just want to build stuff. So you just get unlimited resources and you can fly. And that's all good. But what we really want to do is go into the survival mode with zombies, with health, with hunger, and where you've got to mine everything that you want to use. And it's kind of what Minecraft's all about. It's the real meat of Minecraft. So we just hit create new world, and it's going to start building our unique and custom world for us. And it sort of bugs out a little bit at the beginning. As it's sort of creating, you'll see as you look over onto the horizon, it starts building the world out in front of you. And it's fully randomly generated. It's not going to be a similar... Well, they'll all be similar, but it's never going to be identical to any world that you've ever been in before, any of your friends have before. So it spawned us on this sort of hilltop here. We got some trees around here. They're going to be really useful. And we jump up here, take a look around. It's kind of like hilly Greenland stuff, which is going to be really good for us. Cool, so the first thing you really need to do is get a couple of the basic resources, and you notice that you can double tap forward, you can sprint. That's going to be really, really helpful for you. And here we've got these trees, and we just need to grab some of the wood off it, and all you need to do is left click with your mouse, and it'll drop a little block of wood which you can then walk over and pick up. Now we're going to need quite a few of these, so just keep smacking away at them until you got enough, you know, like maybe 6 or 7 pieces or so. I might just run over to a different one. Oh, there's another piece. Oh, one more for luck. Cool, so we've got these little wooden blocks here now. Now what we really need to do is start looking for some place that we can kind of hole up for, just for the night. This doesn't need to be the place where you're going to start creating your base, your area, your world. It's just somewhere that's going to help you survive that very first night you're in the game world. So you'll notice at the moment it's daytime, and you can always check what kind of time of day it is based on where the sun is positioned in the sky. Now, you can see it's really, really slowly moving across the sky, and you'll feel like you've got all the time in the world. But that'll make its way over to the other horizon, and then the moon's going to come up. And once the moon's up, you're going to get some really, really nasty mobs, zombies and skeletons that are going to be out trying to kill you. So you need to really be holed up by the time that happens. Otherwise, they're going to make your life miserable. Now, you kind of want to avoid areas like this as well, because mobs can live and sort of hang out quite comfortably in the shadow areas and mines that are already existing. So just keep away from those for the time being. We don't need to go there. So we'll just sprint over here and see if we can find some other area that's going to work out for us. Now what we're really looking for is some sort of stony areas that we're hopefully going to find stone and coal. Now coal is going to be really, really useful for us on our first night. You can use coal to create torches, and you can use it for smelting later in the game. But right now, we just need it for a couple of torches just so that we can basically just get by that first night and not be stuck in complete darkness. There we go. Right, so hold space while you're in water just to keep yourself afloat. So this is coal right here. You can tell by the little black flecks in the stone. Now the thing you'll notice is if we try and hit stone with these wooden blocks, first of all, it's taking forever. And second of all, once we do finally smash it apart, like that, you probably can't tell under the water, but it hasn't made any block for us to pick up. It hasn't given us a stone block to use, which is not going to be much good to us. So what we need to do is create a tool that will allow us to mine into that stone and also to mine into that coal. So if you hit E, it'll bring up your crafting and sort of utility bar, as it were, with everything that you've got in your itinerary. Now, if you take the wood that you've chopped and drop it into your crafting area, it's going to create 4 wooden planks. Now, these are really, really useful. You can create tons of stuff from wood. So you just click and drag them back down to your bar. Now, you can drag these one at a time like this, or you can just sort of hold shift and click once, and it will create every possible amount that you can with the tools and ingredients that you gave it to start with. And now what you need to do is build a crafting table. And to do that, you just right click to drop one at a time in a square. And then we get our crafting table. And we can drag that down here as well. Now the other useful thing that we're going to need for this is some sticks, which just are 2 blocks put on top of each other like that. Now we can sort of double that up and create like a bunch of sticks over here. Cool. Right. Hit escape to get out of there. And then we're just going to pop our crafting table just down here. We can just hit it as well when you need to like pack up and move somewhere else. It's not going to smash it back into its elements. It's just going to stay a crafting table. You can pick that back up and then place it back down wherever you need. Now, when we click on the crafting table, instead of having the 4 squares, we've got a full 3x3, which is going to make it way easier to make some really, really cool and useful tools. Now, to get into stone, what we really need is a pickaxe. So to create a pickaxe, you kind of just need to draw it. So we'll create a handle there, and then use these wooden blocks to create a pickaxe head. Now you can create different things, like in this sort of shape you'll get an axe, and if I take these 2 away you'll get a shovel, and then there's a hoe. But what we need right now is the pickaxe. And I'm just going to add that down there. Now that's added to the hotbar down at the bottom. You can use your scroll wheel on your mouse to sort of cycle through stuff that you'll have down there, or you can assign it to different numbers. So that's obviously number 1 and all the way through to number 9. Now if we jump back down here, we can start mining this coal. There we go, there's a lump of coals just dropped, and we can do that with the stone as well. The water will just fill into it. Now we don't need a lot of coal to start off with, we just need a couple of lumps. That's going to be really, really helpful for us to start off with. We should also grab some stone because that's going to be really helpful too. Just need a couple of lumps of either. Perfect. Cool. Right, so that's kind of all we need with that for the time being. We just swim back out of here. Now, we can smash this back up and take it with us to somewhere that's going to be a bit better for creating our first base. Okay, I think just down here is probably going to work out for us quite well. All we really need is a wall to work with, and the quickest way to build somewhere that's going to keep you alive is just to mine into something rather than trying to build an actual house from scratch. Now you notice I can smash these bits of mud up with my pickaxe, but it's not going really that fast. If you want to go a little bit quicker, you can drop your work table back down again, take some of these sticks, and instead make a shovel. Now we don't need to make a wooden one anymore, we can make a stone one with some of that cobblestone that we mined before. Add that to your hotbar, and then we can start digging away much, much faster. Now we're not creating anything fancy, we're just sort of digging a bit of a hole into the wall here. And that's just going to give us somewhere to hide when the mobs start coming through. We can sort of open it up a little bit more. Oh, maybe we can't. And if you need to place any more blocks down, just right click and place them. You need to place them against something, you can't just place them sort of floating in midair. Like if I just start clicking here, nothing's going to happen. But I can place them against any kind of block, that's no problem. Okay, so this is going to work out okay for us, I think. We can hold this one up as well. So we've just got this little entrance doorway here. We can smash this back up and take it inside with us. Now we can see the sun's already making its way down the horizon. As soon as that starts hitting the horizon, we're really running out of time. So we'll make this a bit quicker. So in here we can drop our workbench back down. There we go. And we can use that. Now one of the things that's going to be really useful is having a little bit of light to work with. Now mobs and zombies, they're not going to be able to spawn anywhere that's too light for them. So if we just start putting some torches down, we're going to be much safer here. And we'll be able to see what we're doing. So you'll see that adding a stick and some coal on the top, just kind of by drawing what it is that you want, we've got 4 torches. Now 4 is probably going to be enough, but we'll grab 8 just in case. There we go, and we can save these bits for later. Okay, so if we then go and drop a couple of these in here, we're going to have much more light to work by. Now we can see the sun's basically just going down. It's starting to get dark in the sky, so we've basically run out of time now. We need to get in here. Now, this is up to you how you want to do this. You can kind of just hole yourself up completely and just sort of wait it out. But nothing's going to be able to get you through this single hole here. So if you want, you can just leave this open and just check from time to time what the daylight's sort of looking at. Or you can just close it off and just have a little place in here to work with. And that's kind of all there really is to it, just to sort of surviving your first night. You're now safe in this hole here. Skeletons have bows and arrows, and they can get you through these holes. But as long as you're stood out of here and they're not going to be able to have a direct line of sight at you, you're basically safe. There's nothing that they can do to get you. So that's basically it. That's going to keep you safe for that first night. If you want to dig down and explore the area that you've sort of created, you can go and do that. But I recommend just stay here for that first night. And once you've made it through that first night, you can start really starting to explore the world, knowing you've got a safe place to go back to. And you can pick the perfect spot to start building up your world.